like our kids are in trouble, and we as parents have to be extra vigilant around this Luh Twizzy movement that was at Mall of Africa this past weekend. Apparently, Monte Casino has also seen this happen there.
Last year, yeah.
And that's the thing. So now clearly they're eyeing another mall to go to. Which one? Ooh, is Sandton City next? Is it Mainland? You know?
Yeah, and obviously the group of kids are having fun, so the bigger it becomes, the more people will join in.
And I just, at the moment, it's just fun and games and whatever, but I'm telling you now, this one is going to end in tears, because there was also reports that a kid got stabbed, right?
So that's
Unconfirmed,
no one
ne?
can confirm it, but the kids are all saying someone got stabbed. So you don't, nothing's being confirmed, but I mean, you could have got stabbed by anything, any sharp object.
And now, I mean, there were a few people that were there this weekend. Nombali, good morning.
Morning, Anele and the team. How are you?
Morning, Nombali.
Hi.
Okay, so you were at Mall of Africa this past Saturday, ne?
Yes, I was.
Okay, can you just give us a rundown of what happened? Who were you with, and
What were you guys doing?
what were you guys?
shopping?
You're just shopping, having dinner, ne?
So basically, my boyfriend and I were just walking in. We were going to Krispy Kreme, and as we were walking, I heard a loud cheer. And I was asking him, is there a soccer game going on? Because I just thought that maybe Mall of Africa has a space where people go watch, sports. And he was like, no, I'm not aware of anything. And then I was like, oh, okay, can we go check what's going on? And he's like, no, you don't need to know what's going on there. I was like, okay, cool. So
Yes.
we got into the mall, we went down, and then we saw a bunch of kids wearing black. I mean, it didn't register to him that they were teenagers, but because I work with children, I immediately recognized they were teenagers. And I asked, what's going on? And then one of them was like, oh, no, these teenagers like to come to the mall and fight. I was like, okay, cool.
Come to the mall and fight.
Yeah. So then I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, okay, this is none of my business. Let me carry on. As we were walking, they all just swarmed in our direction. And then I remember he held my hand and he's like, let's turn around. And then the minute he realized they were teenagers, he's like, let's just keep going where we were going. But then it was so loud, and it was chaotic, and they were all running, and cameras were out. It was very anxiety inducing because I had no idea what was going on. Do I hide? Do I run? So it was not a very pleasant experience. And then eventually we caught up with one of them, and then he was very curious to find out what was going on. He's like, what are you guys doing? And then one of the boys was like, we're a gang. And we're like, a gang? And they were like, yeah, we're like an online gang. And every month on the 25th, we go and fill up a mall. And I was like casting your vest, fill up the dome. He's like, yes, that idea. And I was like, oh, wow. And I explained to him, do you understand how, chaotic this is, and it's not safe, and, it's an uncomfortable shopping experience. But I could see, what I was saying was going over his head. He was just really excited about what they were doing. Yeah.
You see, that lingo, thank you so much, Nombali. This is actually exactly what we wanted to hear. That lingo, we're a gang.
We're a gang.
We're an online gang. That lingo, guys, there is nothing good about that. Makhansi?
Good morning, breakfast and team.
Morning. You just said good morning to your eggs. Good morning, breakfast and team. Love it. Makhansi, you were also at Mall of Africa on Saturday.
Yes, so I went during the day around 2. It was nice. And then when I came out of Mr. Price, it was like I'm in a different world because it was all black, and there was just influx of teenagers, and then my plan was to go eat, and when I was passing the food court, it felt like I'm in a horror movie and something bad is about to happen. And my hair was just standing, and I'm like, I'm not going to stay here, because they kept on coming every entrance, it was more teenagers, and their clothes were very spooky, gothic look. There was this boy wearing this spooky clothes. The other one, his hands, they were even glowing with the spooky things. It's like some electric what. The other one, the head was horns. So it was just you look this side and this side, you just don't feel safe. And I asked the 2 teenagers that, okay, guys, what's going on? They just said to me, no, ma'am, it's like a fashion, a trend. So I didn't understand. And then I was going out through the Woolies entrance. And you see all of them going up the escalators, down the escalators. It was just chaotic. In the lift, I asked one of the teenagers who was dressed in normal clothes that what is going on. She was saying, ma'am, it's a fashion. And when I left, I felt like I just escaped something bad because my spirit was just not at peace, because I'm thinking the way they dress, even the girls, some of the girls, they were wearing next to nothing. I'm thinking, did your mother see you when you left the house? Because the clothes were not, the clothes were very explicit for the girls, and then for boys, it's like those scary, spooky clothes, it's like gothic things. So I just left, and on my way home, I kept praying that, oh God, I hope they're okay. And I was very concerned as a parent that these are our future
immediately,
leaders.
as an adult, your first point is to be concerned. But Nensani, what are you guys doing here?
I think the one thing you can get from her experience is that she was saying she got
fear.
goosebumps,
The
right?
fear.
And that means that that spirit in the room is obviously not a good place.
As a parent, I mean, you could drop your child off at a mall who's dressed completely different, and they get there and they then dress into this gear. So you have to be on top of it. And the other thing that worries me, well, not worries me, but angers me, is that this little Luh Twizzy gang is going to think they're so cool because we got airtime.
Yeah, this is why, ne? You are in the car now with your child. You're about to drop them off at school. Do not write them off and say, not my child, not my little Johnny, not my Skumbuzo.
This is online.
Yeah, there is a huge possibility that your child could be part of this Luh Twizzy. They're the ones inducing fear in malls on the 25th of every month.